Hey, welcome to another Python tutorial class. If you are here wondering what Jupyter Notebook is, how to use it, and why so many data scientists and developers love it, you are in the right place. In this tutorial, we'll walk step by step like we are in a classroom, calm, clear, and taught in a friendly way. And also, you will learn not only how to use Jupyter, but how to use it like a pro with real Python code and hands-on examples. And in this tutorial, I'm going to tell you why you should use Jupyter Notebook and also why Jupyter Notebook is better than the command prompt or terminal. We'll also learn how to run Jupyter Notebook from your terminal or command prompt. We're going to learn how to create cells and how to manage notebooks and how to create new files. And also, I'm going to teach you how to export your work. And we are going to learn Markdown in Jupyter Notebook, how to create title using Markdown, how to create list, notes, and how to create bold text or italic text. And also, we are going to learn the Markdown syntax. And we will learn too how the Python hotkeys you should know in Jupyter Notebook. The hotkeys you should know in Jupyter Notebook, like how to run a cell, how to create a cell below, how to create a cell below, how to create a cell above, how to delete a cell. We're going to learn how to delete a cell and how to change a cell to Markdown, how to change a cell to code, and how to save your notebook. After knowing all this, then we'll dive in to real world Python examples. We are going to code our Python in Jupyter. We're going to start from the basic variables. We'll run, just basic codes we're going to do here in Jupyter. So right now, if you look at your screen, I am in the home page of Jupyter Notebook. This is the way it looks like. Just go to jupyter.org. This is the homepage, jupyter.org, and then you scroll down. The Jupyter comes with several packages. They have one of the package is Jupyter Lab. The one we are working on today is Jupyter Notebook. It is a classic notebook interface. And also they have another one called the Vowler, but what we are working on today is the Jupyter. Here you can go check the documentary. When you click on it, I create a tab here, you can read the documentary about Jupyter and all that to understand more about it. So with all that said, we are going to dive right in and start with our tutorial today. First thing we are going to do here is we're going to learn. I'm going to tell you why you should go for Jupyter. Why should I use Jupyter? And there are reasons why you should use Jupyter. One is it's very interactive. You're going to see it when we start coding pretty soon. You see how interactive Jupyter is, how you can run your code bit by bit, and you also going to see that Jupyter support Markdown for notes, titles, and explanations. You're also going to see that it's perfect for data visualization, analysis, and tutorials. Just like what I said in my next tutorials, we'll not be coding in the terminal. Again, we'll be using Jupyter. So it's also good for YouTubers to use Jupyter for the tutorials, and also you can test and debug small chunks bugs in your code using Jupyter, which is very good. And why should you use Jupyter instead of command prompt or the terminal? Here is why Jupyter wins over the terminal. In Jupyter, you can see your output instantly below your code. And also you can add notes with Markdown. You can run specific part of your code without even restarting. Like I can be working with my Jupyter and my MacBook. I can just shut it down, take a nap, come back to it, go back to my file saved in my Jupyter, and I can continue. And also it keeps your code organized, editable, presentable. You can even export your work and save it or share your code through PDF and all that, which is very very good. For example, if you're having a visual tutorial with your instructor, you can do your code on Jupyter, save it as PDF, and show your work to your instructor. So with all this known, you have seen that Jupyter is very good for someone who is learning Python. You can learn and practice your code here in Jupyter. So next thing I'm going to do is I am going to open my terminal in your screen now. What you see in open is my terminal. If you are on Windows, you should search for command prompt, click on it. So while we are here now, first thing we're going to do is we have to install Jupyter. So when you install Jupyter, it comes with notebook, it comes with Jupyter Lab, it comes with so much packages. So we are going to install Jupyter. To do that, all we just have to do, make sure you have Python installed in your computer. Python has made it possible for us to install Jupyter. So, and we're going to use pip, which is a package. Is pip is what we use to download things using Python. So we're going to install Jupyter Notebook by doing pip install Jupyter, and then to go ahead and install. So then you can clear your screen, can clear the installation messages. And if you want to learn more about the terminal, how to work with terminal, I have created series of videos you should watch in my YouTube channel. I'm going to add the link to the description in this video. I made a video. It is called unveiling the terminal potential. There, I explained what you should know about the terminal. I gave a very brief explanation on terminal, and also you should go check another tutorial I made. The description will be in this video. It is called Unlocking Developer Superpower, a guide to mastering your terminal. So you can check it out. Here, it will help you to see how powerful the terminal can be and what you can use it to do. Can go check the video out. And also another one is Python in terminal. It's about how you can code in terminal. So you have to go check those videos out to know how to be very good in your terminal. If you don't know how to be good in terminal or how you can use your terminal, you have to know about terminal first before you go to the Jupyter for better understanding, because you'll be launching your Jupyter from the terminal. All right. So with that said, to know if the Jupyter was successfully installed, we are going to check the version of it. So you do Jupyter dash 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 version, and then you click on enter. So this means that Jupyter was successfully installed, and it installed a lot of packages. These are the packages, and if you look closely, this is the notebook here. So the notebook was also installed among with the packages. So now we can clear the screen. We are very sure that we have notebook installed when we installed our Jupyter. So next thing we're going to do is we are going to run Jupyter Notebook from the terminal. And you have to create a folder in your desktop, and you have to move into the directory and run your Jupyter Notebook in that folder. This is why I said you have to go check my video about terminal. Is going to help you to learn how to move from one directory to another, how to create a file from the terminal and all that. Go check that video out. It's very, very helpful. So now I'm going to move to my desktop. I'm in my desktop. If I DRS, see I'm in my desktop, and now I'm going to move to the folder which I called Python training, So I'm there now, and if I click ls to see the list, so these are what I have there. All right, so I am going to launch my Python. These are some of the work I've done. So I'm going to clear it, knowing that I'm there now. I'm going to clear it. So now I am going to launch Jupyter Notebook. Once you are in the directory where you want to work, you can launch it. So to launch your Jupyter Notebook from a directory, you're just going to do Jupyter Notebook, and you hit to enter, and then it does the magic. The server starts and a window opens up. So this is how to run a Jupyter notebook from the terminal. These are some of the work here that I've done. And to create, this is not going to see, if you've not worked on anything, you're going to see empty files. So these are saved files in my Jupyter, what I've been training on. So to create a new file, all you have to do is go to the new here, up here, and then you click on this Python 3 that has this IPY kernel. You click on it, and then you have a brand. This is how the interface looks like. This is where you can work on practice, run your Python code, create and manage new cells. All right, so for us to create a new cell, or for you to work on a cell, you have to double click on a cell, which is this cell, and then you can run your Python code. Let's just run the simple Python code there, which is hello world. And then look at it, it just did it. So this is it here. So what you should know is, if you want to go back to a cell, you have to double click on it, or double click on it, and then the cell is active. Once it's blue, it means it's active. You can continue your code. And if you want to run your code on each cell while it's active, you have to hold your shift and enter. That's to run the code. Shift and enter, then automatically it's run your code. A new cell will be opened for you. And also, to delete a cell, you have to click outside. Here I'm inside, this is the wrong code. Here you're outside the cell, so you have to click on dd, just twice, double tap on your dd, and then the cell is deleted. So you can even create more code in one particular cell, run more than one Python code. So here I'm going to write learning Jupyter Notebook. And then hold my shift and enter. Look at it. The first one is this one, and the other one is this one, and then a new cell will be created for you. So now we're going to learn how to save. We've done coding, or you don't practice it, you want to save. If you're Windows, you hold your Control and X to save, but on the MacBook, it's Control and X to save your work, and that is to save your work, what you've done so far. And if you want to rename, just like what you see here, it's called untitled. If you want to rename the Jupyter, you click on the file at the top left. You click on the file, and then you see save save notebook as. You click on it. This is the extension IPYN. Don't clean it here that you see the untitled. You clean it, and then you can call it Jupyter or anything you want to learning Jupyter. Just any simple thing you want to. So let's just call the learning Jupyter, and then you click on save. A new tab will be open, and then this is it. We have changed. If I go back to the home, remember here it was untitled, and I refresh my page. Look at it. It is now called learning Jupyter. So if you come here, you see that we have saved our code. And also, if you want to export your code once you're done and you want to, share your code with friends, anyone as PDF, you come here, you see the export, save and export. You can save it as HTML, PDF, and share your code with anybody. So this is how to do it. So we are going to Markdown now. We're going to learn what Markdown is. What is Markdown? And Markdown lets you write formatted text in a code environment. In Markdown, Markdown helps you to create titles for your work. Say, hey, this is the title of this code, or this is what this uh, code is all about, the presentation, title. And also it helps you to create lists, or if you want to present your code, you want to create a list of what your code will do, the functions of your code. And also it helps you to create notes, it helps you to create bold or italic text, and so much more. But we are just going to focus on this main one. Yeah, to create a cell above a cell, you go click outside the cell box, just right outside the cell box, and you create type on your B that is below. To create above, you type on A that is above. So above this cell now, I want to work on Markdown. To work on your Markdown, if you look up here, you see code. You can click it to turn it to Markdown, or you go to your run and you go run. You go cell type, and you can this cell type you can click it to Markdown, or you can type it on your M keyboard. Outside hit the box, you can click on your M keyboard, just like here. Here is on code. I'll just go outside here, click on it, and I'll click on my M keyboard, and it's going to change it to Markdown. So these are ways to change a cell to a Markdown cell. So we are going to now we are in Markdown. We are going to create title. How can you create a title in Markdown? To create a title, you use the hash keyword, or known as the pound, and you give your space, and you give this presentation, this particular file, we're going to give it the title of my first note, my first notebook. Remember, to run a cell is shift and enter. So now we have created a title for this file we are working on. Now we're trying to say, hey, this is my first notebook code, or my first, you can call it, double click on it to all run this work on my first Python code on Jupyter Notebook. To run the cell again, you hold your shift and your enter. My first Python code on Jupyter Notebook. So this is how to create a title, so that if anyone opens this file, they're going to see your Python codes, And they'll be like, wow, so these are your first Python code on Jupyter Notebook, giving a title for this file. And also double click on it again to enter inside the cell. We are going to learn how to create subtitle. To create a subtitle, you use double pound or hash and your space, and then you can give it a subtitle, which is learning learning Python step by step, and then you hold your shift and enter. We have given it a title and we have given it a subheading. That is how to do it. It's very, very easy. And now let us learn how we can create italic text. How can you create italic text? Double click on this cell to activate it again. It's activated. To create a to create an italic text, all you have to do is use the star, and then you write your text. You say this is an italic text, and then you close the text with a star. All right, and you hold your shift and you hit your enter. This is how to create an italic text in Markdown cell. And if you double click on this cell again, you hit how do we create a bold text in Markdown. To create a bold text in Markdown, use the double star, and then you say this is a, a bold text. Please remember not to give any space, all right? And then you do your double star, and then you hold your shift and enter. This is how to create a bold text in Markdown. Very easy. Now, I'm going to tell you the hotkeys you need to learn. Let me the hotkeys you need to learn in your Markdown. How to run a cell, which we've done some from here. How to create a cell below, create a cell above, delete a cell, change to Markdown. So the first one is, how do you run a cell? To run a cell, then to run a cell, I'm going to do another Python code here. I'm going to say print. Okay, it's in Markdown. Come up here. I turn it to code. To run a cell, you do. Let's say I want to run this cell. I'll do print. All right, and I'll write hold your shift plus enter key to run a cell. So to run a cell, you have to hold on your shift, and then your enter key to run a cell. That is how to run a cell. Very easy. Hold on your shift, enter key. That is to run a cell. Now we've learned how to run a code in a cell. Now we are going to learn how to create a cell below a cell. I have a cell here. Here I can run my Python code. I want to create a cell below this one. You click outside the this is your own code. Actually, you just click outside it, and then you will on MacBook you just hit on your big keyboard. That is it. But if you are on Windows, you hold the escape and the B to do that. But on Mac, you just do your B to create a cell below, right? Then, if you want to create a cell above, you just click. Remember, it is not here. You do it. You click outside, and then you hit on your A keyboard. Now I have a cell above. If I want to create another cell above, I hit on my A, it is above. Look at. So how do you delete a cell? Once you click outside the cell box, you click your on your DD keyboard, DD, double tap it, DD, double tap it, DD, double tap it, DD. That is how to delete a cell. And how do you change a cell to Markdown? Click outside the cell box, tap on M, you've changed it to Markdown. It's on Markdown. If I click on it, it's on Markdown. If I click on this one, it's on code. If I click on this one, it's on Markdown. That is how to change a cell to Markdown. Then how do you change a cell to code? Click outside the box, just right outside the box, and then click right outside the box, and then you hit your Y. You have changed it. Now it's on code. You have changed it to code. That is it. So this, I'm pretty sure, is what you need to know to stay comfortable in your Jupyter Notebook, to start coding in your Jupyter Notebook, and feel comfortable. You know how to create a cell, you know how to delete a cell, you know how to run a cell. Those are the most important thing you should know, and how to save a cell, your Command X or your Control X. This is it. It's very easy. By the time you know all this hotkey combo, you'll be very good and comfortable practicing your Python code here on Jupyter Notebook, which is so much better in the terminal or command prompt. So in the next video, we are going to work on real world Python example. We are going to work on Python code, and we're going to build on that code, and we're going to see how it's very, very enjoyable practicing on Jupyter Notebook. See you in the next section. Hello, welcome back. So in this section, we are going to see how we can comfortably run our Python code here in the Jupyter, and also build on it. So for now, I'm going to delete these cells, delete these cells, and delete this cell, and I'm going to just leave this one, and I'm going to create a cell below it. Click outside and B to create a cell below. Then the first, I'm going to do a very basic Python variable. I'm going to create a variable called name, and I'm going to give it the value of Grace. All right, and then I'm going to print the name. So if I print, say print name, remember name has the value of Grace. Print name, hold your shift and your enter, then the code just come right outside here. All right, so now that I've created a variable called Grace, and I print it out, I have the Grace. I am going to create a new cell by just clicking right outside here, and I'll do on my B to create a cell below it, and I'm going to create another variable, and I'm going to call it age. I'm saying age, give it an integer value 25, and I'm going to print on it. Let me print it, print age, and you see the value is 25. See the value is 25. Hit my shift and enter. I've run it, right? And this is something I love about Jupyter. I can still reuse these variable, like they are global variable. I can still reuse it in another cell. This is what I'm talking about. So if I say print, all right, and then I'm going to use the formatted string or the F string, okay, and then name. Then I'll call on this variable name, all right, okay, and new line. Can call on then this one age, age. All right, and I'm going to call on this age here, and then remember to close your quotation and close the bracket and hold my shift and enter. Do you see? This is what happened. I reuse the value of this name and the value of this age in another cell, which is very good. I say print name, name is Grace, age is equals 25, which is very, very good. That is why I love it very well. And let us go another more. Let me create another variable. Let's keep going. We're enjoying Python code here. Let's keep going. I'm going to create a variable. I'm going to call it favorite food. So favorite food is equals to, just say favorite food is rice. Nigerian people love eating rice a lot, okay? And I'm going to say it's true. It's hungry. Let me create a boolean. It's hungry. I'll give it a value of true, which is a boolean, okay? And when I print it, I'll write print. Use the formatted string print. All right. I'm going to reuse this one, and food together. Remember, I told you can keep reusing a variable you have defined in a cell. You can reuse it. So I'm going to reuse them now. So I'm going to say, um, what's her name? Grace. We're going to say name, which is Grace. Okay. Mm-hmm. Grace. All right. Grace loves, what's her favorite food? Grace love rice, which is this favorite food. Grace love rice, comma, and she is and she is hungry, and then this thing, and she's hungry. True, which is the value of is hungry, is hungry. All right. Remember to close your quotation mark and close your bracket. So what this is doing here is I want to reuse the name and favorite food here. Favorite food that I gave the value here defined here. So here I did a print function, and I'm using the F string or formatted string. So I said favor. This name has the name of Grace. Grace loves rice because favorite food is rice, and she is hungry, and is hungry has the value of true. So and she is hungry will give you true. So when I hit on enter, and this is it, Grace, which is this name, loves rice, which is this one here that I created in this cell, and she is hungry true, which is this one. I really see how sweet and how good it is. Very, very nice. Very, very good to practice here in Jupyter. So I will encourage you, if you want to learn Python, this is the best place to come and practice your code. All right, it's very, you will love it. This is where I practice most of the time, all the time. So I'm going to create another variable. You know, let us just keep going for now. Height. Height is equals to, let me give it a float value, 1.7. All right, a float value, and then I'm going to print something now, and still use the formatted string. Okay, and I will say height. Let me define the height. I'll say height. What is the height? Then I will now call the variable value, which is 1.5. Okay, this height has the value of 1.5. All right, and then I want to add meters in front of it. I'll just keep space. Okay, and I'll write meters. Do you understand? And I will close my quotation mark, and I'll close my bracket, hold my shift, enter. Obviously height 1.7 meters. Do you understand? There's something I want to do now. I want to reuse this name, age, and favorite food and height in this new cell. In this new cell. So to do that, let us reuse it. I'll say print, okay, and I'll use the formatted string or F string, and then I'll write name is Grace. Right, Grace is 25. Age has the value 25 is age. 25 years old, comma, right? She loves rice, which is the favorite food. She loves rice, which is favorite food. Okay, she loves rice. All right, and she is her height. What is her height? Remember, height have 1.7 meters. So I'll just call on it. Call on the variable height. Height, small h. Height. All right, height, and then you write your meters tall. And don't forget to close your quotation mark and the bracket. Hold your shift and enter. So this is it. I've reused the value that I have here, up here, up here, up here. I still use it in this cell. And I said Grace is 25 years old. Grace has is from this variable name, which I define above here, and age 25, which I define in this cell. So if I change this name, Grace, right, I change it to Michelle, right, and print, and I hold my shift and enter. And if I come here now, you see it's going to change. Hold my shift and enter. Obviously, it have changed to Michelle because I dictated it here. So this name are global variables. You can change it and it will reflect. See here now we have Michelle is 25 years old. She loves rice and she is 7.5 meters. If I also change these meters here, it is going to reflect. Say, okay, and then I run this code again. I have to save it. Okay, run the code. This, hold your shift and enter. And I come here and I run it, hold your shift and enter. Obviously, it have changed, which is very, very good. Very, very, very good. So let us create a list. I'm going to call that list. I'm going to create a variable that's going to hold the list, and the variable is called hobbies. Right? Hobbies. And it's going to have a list. What are the hobbies that Michelle loves? Michelle loves to read. All right? She loves reading. Okay? This is how to create a list in Python. Michelle loves coding. All right? And Michelle loves music. All right? And then I've created a list that has three values. All right, hold my shift and enter. Right? If I come back to it and print it so that we can see what we have. Print hobbies. To not to complete typing. Just hold your tap the see the tab on your keyboard. Tap on it. It will help you to bring it out and hit enter. Not to type everything. So print hobbies. So when I print my hobbies, I hold my shift enter. Oh, I made a mistake here. Okay. You see, it can easily correct. You say hobbies, this music on terminated string. See, it can help you for debugging, which is very good. All right. See, hold my shift and enter. Now the error has cleared. It showed me where the error is. So this is I've print my hobbies are reading, coding, and this. So let us check this again. I say, you can write print. Let us check something here. Let's say print. Okay. Type. Want to see what type this thing is age. Let's check what type is it. Print type. What type is it? Age. It will show you if it's an integer or so. Print type age. We also want to check the type for our name. All right. The type of our name, and also what to check the type our hobby is. And which one again? Let me check height too. Type. Type. Height. So to make this look very well, very neat. So if I do age, use the F string, alright, and close it here. To close your quotation mark here. No, it will not work because it has been this, alright. So this is it for now. If I hold my shift and my enter, you see type. The first one, age, is an integer as a class of integer. Name, which I told you, which is Grace, which I changed to Michelle, is a string, class of string. Hobbies, this is I told you is a list, is a class of list. And height, what that I told you, is a class of float. Have you seen how it is very very good to code here and practice your Python in Jupyter Notebook? So I have a challenge for my viewers, and what I want you to do is I want you to create a notebook. Go to your folder, use your terminal, migrate to a folder you've created in your desktop or anywhere in your computer. Move to the directory using the CD, change directory, and move to the folder you've created. And once you are there, I want you to run your notebook there. And once you've run it, I want you to create a new notebook. And once you've created a new notebook, I want you to rename the notebook, and I want you to create a title. You can call it My Python Learning. Once you've done with that, the another one I want you to do is I want you to create 5 MacBook cells to describe what you are doing in each cells. You understand? You create a MacBook cell 5. You'd say you're doing this, doing this, doing that. And also I want you to run 6 Python code in 6 different cells. And remember to reuse each variables in a new cell. I want you to do that. And also once you're done, I want you to export your notebook as a PDF file, and then send it to a friend. Tell the person, hey, I did that. So that is it for now, and that is it for today's lesson on Python in Jupyter. You have learned how to run Jupyter. You have learned how to write code in cells. You've learned how to use Markdown. You've learned how to run commands in Jupyter, and also how to export your work for PDF. So don't forget to try the challenges I told you about and leave a comment if you get stuck, or tell me you did it in the comment section. I will always reply to your comment. Please hit the like in this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you will never miss any other class coming up pretty soon. In the next class, we'll be working here in the Jupyter, where this is where we'll be learning. We'll learn a lot here now. We'll be going step by step. So I'm making a series of videos that is going to teach you how to become from a beginner in Python to a pro in Python. Very nice. You can even use your Python. Once you've learned Python, you can use to create software, you can use to create games, you can use it to do a lot of things, simple calculators. We're going to do projects. So stick to this video and complete this series. Thank you so much, and see you next time. Thanks for watching this video. Subscribe and like the video and share. See you next time. Bye for now.